I had heard that Jesus was in the area, but would I dare go to him? I'd been deemed unclean because of my condition. I've been sick for many years, been to every doctor that exists, and all the tests have been done. I have no more money, and no one can help me. Truth be told, I'm completely out of hope, too. I've thought about giving up several times over the course of these 12 years, but something inside just wouldn't let me. Then I heard about Jesus, and now I have this overwhelming sense that I must get to him somehow. So when I heard he was close by, I threw caution to the wind and ran out of the house without so much as an explanation to anyone. In the distance, I saw a very large group of people congregating in the street. I thought surely Jesus must be in the center of that. And even though it's literally against the law for me to be around crowds because of my sickness, I resolutely set my mind and everything within me to get to him. At this point, I am the definition of determination. Nothing can stop me from getting to Jesus. Nothing. I started to walk. I don't even know how long. I pressed through the crowd, how many insults I heard, the depth of the anger at who I was, at how I was. Most were appalled at my very presence. Some of the people saw me coming and got out of my way, grabbing their children and loved ones so that I wouldn't accidentally touch them. Nobody wanted me to touch them lest they get the disease or whatever I had. But none of that mattered to me. I had only one thing on my mind. If I could just touch Jesus' robe, I would be healed. I just kept repeating that over and over. It was crazy, but I believed it more than I'd ever believed anything in my entire life. Finally, I saw him. He was only a few feet away from me. My strategy was to come around to the back of him, lest he see my situation and rebuke me, lest he also reject me. I couldn't bear that. Not from him. I didn't know him, but I had heard about his healing and the compassion he had shown to the least of all people. He was so different from the religious leaders of the day. I heard that he even touched a leper. Yet I was still afraid to go to him directly. I would just come up from behind him, touch his garment, and go my way. That was my plan. So I got low on the ground and made my way up from behind him, and with all the courage I could muster, I reached out and touched the bottom of his robe. As I did, I felt the flow of blood in my body stop. After all these years, all this pain, all the rejection, all the sorrow, I knew I had been healed. It took every ounce of strength in me to hold my joy inside. Then I overheard Jesus say, "Who touched me? Oh God, please don't let him find me out." Then I heard the disciples say something like, "Lord, there are people touching you from all angles. What do you mean, who touched you?" Then he said, "I felt power go out from me." That's what that was, all right. And I was the one who received that power. Trembling and rising from my crouched position, I made my way to the front of Jesus and squeaked out a confession. "It was me, Lord. I touched you." Then he looked at me with this love in his eyes, like I was the only one on earth who mattered. And he said, "Daughter," he called me daughter, "your faith has made you well. Go in peace." Time stopped. I just stood there, dumbfounded and paralyzed by his goodness. When I came to my senses, he was gone. Being pushed along by the crowd, he was gone, but I was healed. I'll never forget the day that I ran smack dab into love itself. I'll never forget the day that I touched Jesus and his power touched me. I'll never forget his words, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." I'll never forget that day I met God face to face. He healed me when I touched him, and he called me daughter.